Hey guys, last fan of the night.
Last fan of the night.
So what we have here is something I've been looking for a long time, and I know I've told a few of these stories before, but there's been some stories where there's been a fan I've been trying to get, especially like a specific model or version, and I always have like everything that could go wrong does. So like I've tried to get this version with the light kit of the Emerson Petal, which is like what we have here, so many times before. And like I have one, but the light got broken, or I have one, but it never got lost in shipping, or I can't remember all the things that happened, but it's been stuff like that. And this one came from a fellow collector, and I'm very grateful that I got it. And I finally have a version with the light kit. I've wanted one since I was a kid. Anything you want to say before we start the video, your mentalist?
Well, I know that these had Emerson's wanted to get into that contemporary showroom market. Then this kind of gives me the vibes of, in general, a Florida home.
Yeah, it's like a Florida blender fan.
Yeah. Yeah, it just gives me, Florida home, like upscale Florida home vibes.
Yep. I would love to have one of these on like a porch.
Yeah, that's definitely a primary place.
Like a three-season porch.
Yeah, porch. Or even in like the great room of there.
Sure.
That definitely fits. Well, any room of a Florida home would actually do it. Bedroom.
That's true.
A large master bedroom, the living room, you name it.
Okay. Well, you want to do 0 to high since...
Yes, we're doing 0 to high.
Okay.
I'm going to say a little inrush. What do we think?
It's a 90s K55. I'm not really sure. I guess I'll go with big.
Okay.
Eight 1, 8-0. I think Pete might have it, but we'll see if it drops anymore.
Well, it just did.
Still small. Pete still has it. If it drops, oh, that's a good airflow.
Yeah, Ricker sheep.
Ricker sheep. You know, I love this time of year because the barn is just so comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But with that good of an airflow, it's just a little chilly, like in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pete's got it, small and rush.
Okay.
Did we bring a calculator?
No.
We should have one. We haven't tested Oh, here's one. Let's make sure this one works. Okay, I think so.
Okay.
You want to go up there and do the...
Oh, yeah. Set up the blue ladder.
Yep.
$9.92.
992 divided by... That's a good clean reading. That's 198, so that's right on the nose.
Pretty much with 200, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll get the... I don't think it's going to matter. I got 551. I got a 551 reading.
Yeah. That's the right on the nose with the K55 52-inch category. That's 8100, which is the same as like a K55 Zephyr. So yeah, that's as good of an air mover as you could hope.
Yep.
Well, let's see how it says on spin down. This one's dead silent. We didn't have to do anything to it. It went right up as it is.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm very, very happy to finally have one with the light and no issues with it.
Ricker sheep.
We've had a few Ricker sheeps around here. I will say that Ricker Sheep is a fun game you can play with your friends.
Yes, it is.
Find out more, go to rickersheep.com.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where I go. Do you go to rickersheep.com?
Yeah.
That's where I go for all my fun times and my Ricker Sheep needs.
But you know where else Ricker Sheep may be? State Fair.
That's true.
Yeah, you can play Ricker Sheep there.
You know where else Ricker Sheep may be?
Where?
Culver's.
Oh, yeah.
Or Wendy's, or, Youth center.
Oh yeah, and actually, that one church my parents went to, Elmbrook, out in Brookfield, kind of towards Waukesha. They had a thing. They might still do it, called the Bethlehem Marketplace. They kind of simulate and set everything up. People of their church, dress in characters.
Nice. Oh, like a nativity scene.
Yeah, it is. It does have the nativity scene.
I did that when I was a kid. I always thought that was so much fun to do. And they bring in real animals, yeah.
Yes, they do. So that's another place to play
Well,
Rick or Sheep.
That's true. You could definitely play Rick or Sheep there.
Yeah.
Anytime you see a white van, you can play Rick or Sheep.
Yes.
Anytime you see a Ford products, you can play Rick or Sheep. There's just so many ways to play Rick or Sheep. Okay, where do we think it's going to start?
I think 3.
I'll say 2. Because, depending on... The Weird Blades, we'll see how much of a difference they make. Other than the Weird Blades, this is just a standard K55 great fan. But the Weird Blades clearly do perform well.
Yep.
So really the only issue is, do they put any additional drag on the motor?
Okay. So, 1, 2.
Come on, big money.
Didn't even go.
Nope. Looks like Pete might have this one.
3.
Yep,
Yeah.
Pete has this one. So I think Pete's 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, I didn't think this would start on 2 just because the blades
They're
are
so heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I did not think that it would be higher than 3.
No.
Well, that's quite the atmospheric low.
Atmospheric low. 4. 5. Okay, so 5.
5's a pretty good low.
Yeah. Well, that's common value for...
It is a common value.
Yeah, and I think Casablanca uses that.
Yep, Homestead, Emerson. Emerson used 4 too, but I also used 5, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's a perfect low right there. Goes with a standard wall control.
I think that's a perfect low, and it goes well with the standard wall control.
You're 6. 7.
I worry about what could happen after 7. I think there are some dangerous things on the horizon. Be careful.
And 8.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Crunch, 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 crunch. His metalness has disappeared. I'm not sure what he's getting. Possibly the beverage of fan collectors. I will say one good thing about his metalness. He always shares his 8-12-20. He has never he has never not shared the 8-12-20. I appreciate that, because I also learned in kindergarten that you're supposed to share.
Well, yes, but I also learned regulate your sharing too.
Yeah.
The reason being is so that nobody thinks they're entitled to what you have.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Now I can share with somebody you trust, somebody, in need.
Mm-hmm.
There is need, and of course the nice gesture. Nice gesture is good.
So what you're telling me is sometimes you won't share your 8-12-20?
I didn't say that.
Okay. Well,
But there's certain things that if you're very valued, like maybe a certain fan, you don't want to get.
I don't know. I think you should give me all your gold lines. But did the crunching happen already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's keep moving.
9. Like another friend that thinks they're entitled to your bike,
Well, I don't think that's ever happened to me.
No,
I'm grateful
not
for that.
me either.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened with some things, not with my bike. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes people will try to take advantage of you.
Yes, you gotta watch that. Be careful and regulate sometimes.
But I would rather.
And you know what the saying goes? Remember, givers and sharing people must set limits, because takers have none.
That's true. I will be the first to admit that,
10.
I sometimes probably should be better at that, because I tend to give a lot of things to people. But I would rather give too much than not enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's because at the end of the day, I always like to know that I did the right thing. But now doing the right thing also includes eating all of Pete's 8-12-20. So.
Sure, sharing drums, but I am very careful about that. Here's 11.
Yes. I wonder what could happen after 11.
Oh, you know.
But you just got to be careful with what happens after 11 because sometimes that can be very dangerous for the ears.
Here comes 12.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Crunch, 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 crunch. You know what? I think you should write and record a metal 8-12-20 jingle. 8-12-20, crunch, 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 you know, with drums and guitars and bass, like a whole song.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we can play that in the videos too. You know what I'm talking about?
I think
Just come up with a slogan and then do it. Either maybe your whole band can do it. I don't know. It's up to them if they want to, but certainly you know. But have a whole jingle with drums and guitars and bass and you know 8-12-20 Cookie Monster voice, you know, or whatever. So, what number are we at?
We're at 12.
12 is not a bad medium.
But 13 is more of in the control. 5, 8, and 13.
I was thinking of like the learning remotes that are, you know,
Yeah,
5
you
and
can-
12. But yeah, 13 is a
you're-
good medium as well. Again, I like a faster medium, so we could go up to 15 probably, and I'd be happy.
Here's 14.
14 is a good medium still.
And then 15. So between 13 and 15.
8-12-20. I can't do the metal voice like Metal Pete. Can you do 8-12-20 in the metal voice?
Not really, because I can come up with a drum beat for it.
You can do the metal voice though. I've heard you do it. Not as good as Nino.
No. Or Chris or Sean of Putrid Pie.
Well, better than me though. Yeah, he didn't have any problem saying it. Yeah, of course, better
Or-
than you non-metal individual.
Or Corpse Grinder, George Corpse Grinder Fisher.
I'm familiar with him.
That's Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
And I actually talked to him out in the back.
Oh yeah, I know.
You saw that.
You know all these guys.
Yeah.
You're very popular in the metal world. You're Metal Pete, of course. You'd have to be.
And then,
Everybody knows Metal Pete.
well, yeah, I talked to Cannibal Corpse. They were at the Sylvie.
So I've not been to the Sylvie yet. I've not played there or attended a show there. I've heard it's very nice.
It's pretty new.
It is. It's well, not brand new, but it's for all intents and purposes, it's brand new.
There's 17
Yeah, I haven't played there. I think it opened. Did it open right before COVID or maybe right after? But yeah, it definitely opened at a time when I wasn't able to do a whole lot of playing.
Here's 18.
But I've heard it's very nice.
Yeah. It's like a block from the High Noon.
Yeah, I know where it is. It's and right by Bree Stevens Field too. I don't know if you've ever played there or seen a show there. That's like the big outdoor venue here.
I haven't seen that one.
It's right across the street from the Sylvie.
Okay.
Right on East Washington.
Yep. Here is 19.
I do worry about what could happen after 19. But the same booking company books for the High Noon, the
Yes.
Sylvie, the Majestic, and
Yes.
I think maybe one more.
Orpheum Theater.
Orpheum, yeah.
I've seen Cannibal Corpse at both those theaters.
I do like. It's nice that Cannibal Corpse is still be able to fill up those big theaters.
Yeah.
You know, they might not be filling up stadiums, but they're
No,
filling up.
they
They're
would
filling up.
never.
They're filling up big theaters though, which is nice.
Oh yeah. They'll fill up theaters and large clubs, but
Yep.
not arenas.
Yeah.
They never were an arena band.
I don't love playing arenas.
Here's 20.
20.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Crunch, 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 crunch. You ever played an arena? I've done it a couple times. It's weird. It's very echoey and like
Well, I know that.
it can be very hard to like, you know, I like playing, I guess what you'd call mid-sized venues, you know, maybe a few thousand people at most, where you can still kind of feel what the venue sounds like.
Okay, we're at 63. Oh, still a ways to go.
Oh yeah.
Still 21.
Probably skip ahead a little bit if you want to, yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. Here's 26. I'm just going to go to 30.
Yeah, I don't think we're going over on this one, huh?
I'll just go to 35. Yep, we're still under. Just max it out, max it out.
Yep.
Yeah, we're definitely under, and it's maxed out.
Performing well.
Yep.
So how do you think it's going to do in the solid state?
I think this could. It's a toss-up. I think either bedroom quiet. I might go with silent.
I think we've got a chance at silent.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, whichever one you guess, I'll guess the other one, because I agree it should be one of those two, and if it's not, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I would be. It's not an 1895. That's gotta be.
I can call it silent.
It's weird. That was
I think something is rattling. Like, I don't think it's actually motor noise.
No, that is definitely a rattling, like the light shade or.
Light shade might be a little loose, something like that. We can call it silent with an asterisk.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's everything, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, again, this is a fan I've been looking for a long time. I have the Petal in general is a high tier fan for me.
Yep.
But this version with the light is the highest tier, so it's definitely Menards. How metal are these?
Oh, these are definitely for the right place. I would definitely call them 80s classic thrash metal because they're not like the kind that I was really drawn to as a child, like the way Gold Lines or Stratojets and Blender fans were.
Yeah.
But it is definitely, it's got a place to be.
Yep.
Like when I keep saying Florida home.
Yep.
Like a ritzy Florida home.
These
like
are surprisingly low Rick tier. I thought he'd like him because Rick likes 90s fans.
But
and he likes Emerson.
But this is kind of a more like looking into the future type fan.
Yeah, but at least it's not Live, Laugh, Love, you know. It's not that
but
type
it's
of...
not. Yeah, he would not.
He doesn't like these. These are either low end of wood grain station wagon or they're his bottom category.
I didn't expect him to.
They might be Live, Laugh, Love. Okay.
I would not expect him to because he's more of like the nostalgia from like my early childhood.
Well, but yeah, but he also really likes 90s Emersons except for this one. He likes the designers from the 90s, like the red. He's got that chrome one and, you know.
And I know he likes the Legends.
Yep.
But that's a little more towards...
yeah.
But this is just a little too futuristic looking.
Well, now it looks dated. It's funny.
Right.
It looks futuristic in the 90s, and now it kind of looks almost retro. But the thing about style is it'll come back around, just like some of the old vintage stuff is coming back in. This will eventually come back in too. Well, I think that's it. So let's have a word from our sponsors. If I can get it to play.
This video is brought to you by the following sponsors: Sandstick, Lightstick, Taco Burrito Mexico, Sperry, the beverage of fan collectors, The Good Manufacturing Company, 81220 LLC, where our motto is crunch, 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 crunch. RickOrSheep.com, a fun game you can play with your friends. For more information, go to RickOrSheep.com. Power Vacuum, the vacuum with more vacuums. Udong batteries. When I think of batteries, I think of Udong.
Major funding for this series is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by the annual financial support of viewers like you.
Well, I think that just about covers everything. Pete and I will be back. But wait, who's that at the door? Why, look, it's Metal Jonas.
Oh, my. Lovely doorbells. That Edwards long chime.
You know, I don't know much about Edwards. Do you like Edwards better or Newtone?
Oh, I still love those new tones.
I would agree. Newtone, I think, are the best doorbells. You looking for anything, Metal Jonas?
Oh, how about some Emerson catalog?
We have 3.
Marvelous, magnificent. Or some Casablanca catalog.
We have 1.
Oh, marvelous.
What do you think of House on the Rock, Metal Jonas?
Oh, House on the Rock. One word, incredible. One word, overwhelming. One word, amazing. Wow.
Well, that's it for tonight, but we will be back. I don't know if we're going to do any more test videos this week. We'll see. We'll definitely be doing some metal footage on the big blender fan install. So look forward to that. And as always, in the meantime, if you want to see behind the scenes footage from the big blender fan install, go to patreon.com/dspiffy. Yep. We run the time-lapse camera all day, and there's both sped up and real-time footage there. What else could they do, your metalness?
Bye, fans.
Bye, fans. Thanks for watching.